Hello everyone, and today we're going to be dealing with all these little creatures that are crawling around my screen. As you can see, we've got a big bonking hammer. We just get to sit here and bonk all these little bugs for money. The more bugs we bonk, the more money we make. The more money we make, the more bugs we get to bonk. It's a nice little circular thing going for us. And the first thing we're going to spend our money on is just getting ourselves a little bit more money. We're going from $1 to $2 for a kill, and then spending that extra money we're getting to increase our damage, so we're killing them just that little bit quicker. We're then going to increase our money again, and then follow that very quickly on afterwards with another damage upgrade. We do have a variety of things that we can be spending our money on, but at the moment I quite like the idea of just working on increasing our currency value and our damage one at the same time. Now that our bonk damage and valuable coins do cost more than just buying more ants, we are going to make it so that we can add more ants onto the screen, so that we don't have that little bit of downtime in between waiting for these guys to spawn. We will then increase our currency value up to $5 per bug kill, which will make it easy for us to then get more damage again. They are also now down to 2 hits instead of the 10 they were originally, which is a big upgrade which will help us get money even faster. We are still running into an issue where there aren't quite enough bugs on the screen, so once we get this next bonk damage, we work on getting more ants on screen at once. This honestly won't take us that long, since we do now have the money to purchase that. We do now have the option to buy warrior ants, but it does cost more than just straight upgrading our coin value and bonk damage, so we're probably just going to go back to upgrading those two first, just because they're nice and cheap still. I have decided to save up so that we can get more ants as well as our first warrior ant, and as you can see they do look very different to the ants we have had. They do also take 3 hits, but they do give us double the value as well, so it is quite a big gain for us, especially when we have all of the normal ants that we can get. As they do take more than 2 hits to kill still, we are going to increase our damage and value of the coins again, and then we'll make everything spawn just that little bit faster. We'll then get our valuable coins and damage up another time. Our coin value is starting to add up in cost, so we do need to make sure that we're not forgetting to keep working on it. We could increase the spawn speed, but at the moment there are still times where there are multiple bugs on screen. As I say that, we do make it so that we are killing them quick enough that there is now downtime again. And downtime is our enemy in this type of game. We do want to constantly be murdering the little bugs, and to do that we are going to buy a little helper who does just go around and bonk things for himself. He doesn't do very much damage just yet, he is just hitting for 1, but I can imagine that eventually he will start being somewhat useful. We are then going to max out our warrior and upgrades, just so that we can spend more time paying attention to the other upgrade screen. And there we have it. Upgrading our helper's damage is quite cheap, being only $10 for the first upgrade, so I'm hoping we can very easily get them up to doing similar damage to what we do. That would then make them incredibly useful little friends to have. So they are going to go up from doing 1 damage now up to 17 per swing. So we'll very easily be able to keep the number of enemies down. It would be better if they were a bit cleverer on what they were targeting, but we'll just have to work around them for now. We are next going to save up for the coin auto collect, because we do have a little bit of money that we keep leaving lying around when I'm not paying enough attention. And there we have it. And it isn't a little thing that has to go around and collect all the money, it does just automatically suck them up, which is fantastic. I decided to save up enough so we can get a ladybug on the screen as well, who does have a lot more health than the warrior ants, but she does drop a ton of money. And we do have $1,000 that we can use of our saved up money to get the critical hits, so that we can now have a chance of getting crit hits. We haven't bought many upgrades for it, so it will be very rare. Now that we just want to get our helper's damage up and ours up as much as we can. We are falling a little bit behind on how easy it is to kill the bugs, so I do want to try and get them all to 1 hit, which they are. Maybe we should go for 1 hit on the warrior ants instead. We did just get our first crit there, and that does make quite the sound and shakes the screen, which is quite a surprise, shall we say. We did just buy 3 more helpers and have increased their working speed up to 75%, which makes them attack and move faster. Now that they're up to about 90%, we'll just get them to just over that 100% before we go back to getting more bugs out on the screen. Because our helpers are now able to clear this really easily by themselves, so we should be able to get these guys doing a lot more for us in time. Our helpers are now doing 30 damage per swing, so they can kill the warrior ants by themselves in 1 swing, and it's only 2 swings for them to kill the ladybugs. They do get times where they run really stupidly and then struggle to clear off all of the enemies on screen, so I do have to help them every now and then just to keep it under control. We have just now bought our first worm as well. We can't one-shot the ladybugs yet, but just having that little bit of extra dotted around the screen for us does seem like it will help out with the amount we can gain. Our little helpers are working very hard to make us a ton of money, so we will treat them with a little upgrade for doing such a good job making us money. We are closing in on being able to max out our valuable coins, so we might just save up a little bit of money to smash out all other valuable coin upgrades as well. With our $15,000 we should be able to max out the valuable coins. We'll go from making 130 per worm up to 290, but we do still need another 5,500 to max out, which will put us up to 310 per worm, and then we can throw a lot of money into upgrading the spawn speed, as the upgrades are still very cheap. I did miss that we could upgrade the spawn speed because I forgot I could scroll down and managed to get fixated on what was right in front of me. I'll also buy a snail and put some money back into our bonk damage, as we are falling a little bit behind. The snail does drop $930, so we are so close to breaking the 1,000 mark. I am going to save up the $10,000 for the extra coin upgrade, so that each bug now does drop 2 coins, which does effectively double our income. It's probably going to be worth us just saving to max it out, as it is only $20,000 to do so, and that will again increase our money gained by an extra 50%. Which we do now have. I do kind of want to spend this 50 grand on some earlier upgrades just because they're all fairly cheap to work on. I'm then going to spend the rest trying to max out our helpers. I feel like we can very quickly max out the helpers, which will very much make it so we can make a ton more money. It is only going to take us an extra $30,000 to finish maxing them out, so we have now just got that done. We're then going to dump the rest of our money into spawn speed. I have just dumped a ton of money into the snails, but we're making money so fast nowadays that it's definitely worth us just smashing these out as quickly as we can. And look at that, just after 2 seconds of not looking at the screen, we're already up to $250,000, and we're going to put all of that into our helper damage, which is very expensive upgrade for now. They are doing 85 per normal hit and 684 on a crit. We've got $165,000 sat here, which we can spend all of this on upgrading our valuable coins again, which is making us thousands of dollars more per second now than we just were. This means that we can get really close to maxing out our helper damage, which we do probably only need just over $500,000 to finish, which won't take us very long with how fast we are now making money. And a few seconds later, we do now have the maxed out helpers. We'll probably just bounce between the cheapest upgrades that are on screen now. I say that, and then did just spend a ton of money on more bugs to squash. We are then going to spend this next $500,000 upgrading whatever is the cheapest upgrade that I can see, while trying to evenly bring the upgrades up. Or I'll just ignore that and put all money into upgrading the crit chance and crit multiplier, and just absolutely try and hammer them out. I've just put a load of money into our valuable coins so that we can earn even more money even quicker. We're then going to spend around $600,000 smashing that all into our bonk damage, so it's somewhat useful, but I do just want to max that upgrade already. I feel like we're a bit overdue on getting all the beetles. We're then going to bounce between upgrading our helper speed and the crit multipliers. We do now have a 17 times crit multiplier, which while we don't really need the damage that much, it's quite nice to have it there anyway. I can imagine that some of these bugs do have quite a lot of health, so even while I can't see the upgrade being that useful just yet, it probably will be. I'm currently just trying to buy upgrades based on whichever I see flash first, because of how much money we're making so fast. There's no way that I'm going to be able to read these numbers and take in how much money the upgrades are before I have enough money to just buy them. And we are about to hit every single upgrade being done, and then I really do want to see what we unlock with the skill tree. We'll probably save up until we can buy all the skill tree upgrades at once, so we can see what all the upgrades are. There are 8 of them in total that we need, so we'll be back in just a few minutes. What we unlock with the skill tree. So we do start off now with 3 helpers, 3 ants, 2 warrior ants, a ladybug, 10% chance that the bug is gold, which gives it 50% more health but triple the value, 10% chance that a coin drop is doubled, double damage, double coins. We'll have to prestige again, and that then gives us 5 times damage and 5 times coins. So this is going to be so incredibly fast to catch back up onto where we just were, because the amount of money we're going to earn is insane. I can definitely feel how much slower the helpers are this time around compared to where they were a minute ago when they had their 700% speed upgrades, but it won't take us very long to get them back to where they were this time around. I do very much miss the auto collect on the money as well, so I'm hoping we can get that nice and simple. I just don't remember what upgrade it was locked behind. And there it is, we've now got that again, so our money is just going to fly up as we don't have to worry about going around and collecting the coins. At some point I'll have to buy an extra helper just so that I can start doing the upgrades, but at the moment I'm quite liking bonking things with this nice big hammer. Once we finish the faster spawns and valuable coins, I'll then go back and get all the helpers and max out their damage as well, so they're actually useful. I am just kind of enjoying spending time squishing bugs. There we have it, so what we'll now do is just buy nearly all the helpers, save up just a little more money to get the last few. Easy done, and with enough left I can get loads of bug upgrades as well. We're going to spend $100,000 getting our helpers damage up to 300. Look how much faster that money is going up now, that is incredible. We're then going to spend the next $300,000 on helper speed so that they're moving 350% faster, a ton of money going into coin value again, and we're just going to max that out, we might as well. Loads more into speed, finish off their damage. For a browser game, it is starting to struggle just a little bit, but we're so close to the end that it doesn't matter that much. We have just maxed out the value of the coins again, finished off the crit chance, the crit multiplier is up, spend all this money on the helper speed, and finally finish off our bonk damage. And there we have it, that has been a look at Critter Bonk, which is available on itch.io in the link in the pinned comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.